Welcome to the LeeSchools TV's podcast. I'm Rob Spicker, Assistant Director in the Communications Department, and today we're going to be talking about teaching technology. Dunbar High School in Fort Myers really just leads the way, not in Lee County, but across the state of Florida and even the country and parts of the world because of the opportunities it is offering to its students. Dunbar students have won state, national, and world championships in technology, and they graduate with the certificates they need to get high-paying jobs or be successful in some of the best universities the country has to offer. Denise Spence is the IT program manager and lead technology teacher at Dunbar, and she's with us here today. Denise, thanks so much for coming in.
Oh, happy to be here.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about, the Academy for Teaching Excellence at Dunbar High School could very well be one of the best kept secrets in all of this school district, because outside of certain circles, a lot of people may not know or even heard about it. So give us an idea of what the Academy is.
So the Academy for Technology Excellence program is a fully comprehensive technology program that consists of the ability for students to earn over 33 IT credentials. We have several tracks. We have the network administration track. We have the Project Lead the Way programming, which is AP Computer Science, cybersecurity, web design, TV production, and graphic design.
So there's certifications that they can earn. So how many are they? What's being offered to them? And when you earn a certificate as one of these technology students, what does that mean?
So 33, and I'm going to list them because it's going to blow people's minds, right? So CIW Data Analyst, Adobe Certified Professional, Illustrator, Dreamweaver, Photoshop, Animate, InDesign, Premiere Pro. Now those are the ones you can get at all the high schools, honestly. Then here's us. We add in CompTIA IT Fundamentals, CompTIA A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, Server Plus, Cisco Certified Network Associate, Microsoft 365 Modern Desktop Associate, MTA in Networking, MTA in Operating Systems, Mobility, Security, and Server, MTA in Python, Java, HTML, and CSS. Then we do Azure and 365. We are Microsoft Office Specialist certifications, all the way from Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and Access. Of course, we do the expert levels as well. Autodesk certification user, which is part of our engineering and game design. 3D Studio Max, Maya, and Inventor. We are doing the Unity certification. Toon Boom Storyboard Pro. Our business program is doing the entrepreneurship and small business. And then we have our Project Lead the Way Engineering, Biomedical Science, Cybersecurity, and Programming. And then, of course, we have Computer Science Programming courses.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a lot. I had to take a breath.
It is a lot. When you earn one, what does that mean?
So when students graduate from our programs with those certifications, that means they know that particular material very well. They are certified in it. Much like a teacher is certified in their teaching area, those students are certified in those particular areas, and actually that will equate to job opportunities.
So it's kind of like it's their experience. It proves they've mastered the technology.
Yeah, proof of mastery.
All right, so it gives them a leg up in getting a job, or probably help?
Yeah, because these are industry certifications. They're not Lee County school certifications. So, so the industry recognizes them, and so if they have it on a resume, they're like, whoa, that kid is CompTIA Server Plus certified. Many adults, actually fail those particular tests, and our students are passing them.
So what does it mean for a student upon graduation with these things? Are there examples of how they have benefited students?
Yeah, so students have had graduated from our tech program with a range of successes. Many have gone to post-secondary colleges and universities where they have had a head start on advanced degrees in networking, oftentimes getting scholarships and course credits because of the certifications. Experiences and awards earned through the technology programs. Many students have stated that the coursework at the college and university level became second nature to them because of the things they've learned at our school. For example, a student who graduated from us, he went on with a full ride to MIT. He now has received a plethora of job opportunities and it's funny, when he interviewed for his position for being a programmer, they noticed his resume, and his resume actually had things back when he was in high school, and that was more of a conversation starter and a job getter because of what he did with us.
So when it comes to awards, Your students have been some of the best of the best. Let's go over the world champions, the national champions, the state championships that students at Dunbar High School have won.
So we actually were doing pretty good with those particular areas. We've had 17 Microsoft Office state champions. We've had 6 national champions, and we've had 2 world champions. In fact, this past year, we sent 5 students to the national championship. All 5 placed in the top 3. 2 placed first and will be competing in November for the world championship.
That in itself is amazing.
Yes.
But there's more.
But there's more. We have Cyber Patriot. So Cyber Patriot is basically learning how to protect and secure cyber space in your environment. And so we've actually placed first and second in the state. And then we've also took third in the nation. Then we have some hackathons we participated in through Hertz, and our students have taken first place in those. We've had Technology Student Association, a program where students compete in different variety of categories, and we've placed a lot in the state, but we had our game design club, or the game design group, actually placed first in the state and then second in the nation. We have National Merit Scholars that are part of our tech program, so they are doing well not just in our tech program, but globally throughout their academics. We've had the News Press select 2 of our students to be part of that News Press People's Choice Awards. We had young ladies who have won the National Council for Women in Technology Aspirations in Computing Award, national level and our local level.
You must be proud.
You know, when you work so hard, since I've been in this program, actually I've been at Dunbar since 2000, since it opened, it does, you know, I do walk with pride.
What do you think makes Dunbar stand out? I mean, literally it gets compared to MIT.
Yeah, so we have had that statement before where Dunbar is the MIT of, you know, Lee County or whatever. Our programs are unique. They are mostly taught by folks who have been in industry. So that means that they actually are bringing experiences back to the classroom to show them that, hey, this is not just what you're learning here, but you're actually going to use it out in the real world. The courses themselves are advanced. So they're ones you would find at a local college or university. And the difference being, we pay for it, right? They're getting over $50,000 worth of training and certifications that we pay for, all above.
Wow.
And then we have the distinct ability to connect them with our local business community. We've actually developed a very large business advisory committee who's constantly growing and evolving with what they do for us. The partnerships provide internships, freelance opportunities, real job placement, and have started and they get to share their experiences with our students. So they'll come in and talk about, hey, here's what I do in the business world, and students can actually relate it to what they're learning. And then, that's pretty much, like in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, it's a lot. We know this didn't just happen overnight. A lot of hard work went into this. There was the beginning, I guess, looking back at the technology program, a $3.3 million grant in the 2003 and 2004 year. You get the academy up and open in 2005. So let's go back to the beginning. You were there. Why was this commitment made, and what was the goal maybe at the beginning of this process?
So back then, we founded the technology program. It was 2004-2005 school year. I was one of the first founding academy teachers, along with a current one that's still with us, Dan Tremblay. When I was there, I taught. There were freshmen that we had them to complete the courses, and he actually taught the seniors. So it's interesting that the 2 people that are left are the people that I start with them and he ends with them. We both came from different points of education in terms of, he actually came from a big industry standard, but he also was an elementary school teacher. I was an elementary school teacher, and then I moved up to middle and then moved to high and then university level. So we kind of bring a whole bunch to the table with developing these programs. Then when it was first started though, Mr. Burnside and our grant writer, Jana Hambrock, who wrote the grant for this, decided they didn't want to just provide laptops. A lot of times, back in the day when laptops were not like everywhere now that we are.
Like they are now.
Like they are now. It was like, well, let's use a grant to buy laptops. Well, Mr. Burnside and Jana said, no. We need something that's going to provide them with resources and ideals that are going to follow them beyond high school. Sorry, I have to breathe a minute. where they are able to, learn something that they can take with them. So they developed this Network Academy program. Was the very first program we started. And back then, that's when Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those were just starting. They were just babies. And that was something that, they had the foresight to know that this is growing. This is an industry that's going to need people, right? So why not provide it early on an interest level and go beyond that? So they did. Then we were recognized by Microsoft as the first Microsoft certified high school in the world because of what we were doing.
Yeah, that must have been quite the accomplishment very early on to be that Microsoft school.
Yeah, so they didn't realize that what we were doing could be done in a high school level. Again, I stated these were advanced network administration credentialings, right? Yeah, Microsoft Office is definitely something that could be done, but to be able to add that other layer that is administration of a network is huge.
Now Dunbar is a Microsoft showcase school. So what does that mean? What's the difference? Well, how has that evolved?
So our showcase school basically helped to elevate us to a different level. It basically meant that we could be the ones that are showing other people how to do what we do, right? So we are using Microsoft technologies. We're doing good pedagogy towards how to teach these particular students this curriculum. We are always innovative in our strategies. So you had to fill out a huge, giant paperwork form in order to be selected. And we were like one of the first schools to actually take on that showcase school stamina. It wasn't even called a showcase school at that point way back in the day. And then they added the idea of showcase schools and mentor schools, and actually it started as mentor school, then showcase school, and then Microsoft school. So it was definitely a transition that Microsoft was enveloping into their environment. They knew that education was something at the K-12 level that they needed to be involved in.
So when did you know? You're there at the very beginning, you're still there, but when did you know that you had created something special, that you were really making a difference and perhaps changing student lives through this academy?
When I first signed up, I was a teacher at Dunbar, and then Mr. Burnside presented this idea of the academy program and then asked for teachers to teach in the program. I knew it was special then. I knew that signing on to this was going to help students in their future. Now, I did not realize that I was going to be one of the people that was going to bring it more to light, right? I was a teacher year one, teaching freshmen computer applications and teaching hardware and operating systems and networking all in 1 year for a freshman. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. And then once I did that, we actually were able to get students real jobs as a freshman. Our very first student, Danny Bell, actually got a job with First Community Bank was the name of the bank. And they were like, oh yeah, we'll have him get coffee or whatever, When they found out his skill level, suddenly he was elevated to a much higher standing. Now Danny Bell runs a network over in California that manages a plethora of videos and media and making probably 3 times my salary, I'm sure.
Right. So but you knew right at the beginning, just it was that clear to you that this was going to be something special.
It was. It's funny when I was, I was raised up at Dunbar, in terms of, we started with freshmen, then we started with freshman, sophomore, in 2000. I remember researching some of that early on and it kind of glazed over me like, oh, certifications, right? But then when we brought it to our business community and they saw them and they wanted our students to be employed because of it, that made a difference.
Yeah. So how's it evolved from that humble beginning to where we are today? Obviously, it's had to grow.
So it has evolved. I mean, we started with a network administration track. It evolved to adding some other academies into our fold. So, Adobe invited us into, hey, you're doing this thing with Microsoft. You ever consider doing this thing with Adobe? We were already teaching, Photoshop and Dreamweaver, but then to add the certification layer. So Adobe named us as a featured school for them because we did this, and then it brought it to the district level as well. Then other companies started to take notice and say, hey, we're Hewlett-Packard. We have these certifications. We want to see if they're right for, for the high school level students. Will your students give them a go? So we did. Aruba Network said, hey, we will offer you all the curriculum, all the hardware, if you have your students be trained, and then we will hire them into our fold upon completion. And we did that with them for several years. Wow. So we're always being the testing grounds for new and up and coming kinds of things. Businesses tap us and say, hey, we've got this new hardware that we're trying. Like we did an AI simulation for math where they put on the Oculus and they were able to help with the production of that. Just all sorts of things.
I think that answers my next question is how do you keep up? Because technology moves so fast. So how do you keep up?
So it's just connecting. I mean, you got to connect with your community. Our number one, I think, reason why we're successful is that we don't stay within the inbounds of our classrooms. We bring our students out into the world. We get them to participate in other activities, not just in the in-classroom activities. Our business partners bring that to us and say, hey, we're having this session or whatever, or conference, I think your students would be great for, and then we are able to bring them to that, and then they get to see, what's out there in for them, So they see themselves in those roles now. They see themselves as not just students taking, the math credits or taking the English credits or taking they see themselves like, hey, I know this stuff enough that I can go get employment.
You've changed their direction. You've changed their goals.
Changed their whole goal level.
Yeah, so now they are reaching for things they probably didn't think possible when they started.
I would say yes. We've definitely tapped into something that they're passionate enough about that they want to learn, and then that they know that is going to bring them great success, because we've had many success stories of students who have become network administration, data analysts, programmers, that said that the start, it started at Dunbar.
How do you think the academy has changed Dunbar High School?
So I think the perception of Dunbar High School has definitely been changed. I think that people look to us as the standard by which other people should be following. I think it's changed how our faculty are seeing our students. Sometimes you see a student like you're not for sure if they're going to be successful, and then you see them successful in our technology programs. They're like, okay, we can get them to do some of the other things that we want them to do. So
if I'm a student, I'm a parent who's hearing this, all these great things that Dunbar High School is able to do, how do I get involved? What does it take to be a part of the Academy of Technology Excellence?
So, of course, we are a school choice district, so you have to enroll at Dunbar High School. Now, if you're still unsure after hearing all of this, I've got to say we do offer tours. Matter of fact, just give us a call, send us an email. Mr. Burnside is the preference for sending the email to if you would like a tour, and then we will set it up. Come see what we have to offer. I mean, we even have esports at our school because of some of the things that our business advisory have brought to the table.
In many ways, it's a program that sells itself once you know about it and the success that it's having.
Yeah, it's a program that sells itself because the people in it are professionals. They're not just teachers. The curriculum is something that you're going to use not just today, but you're going to use it for the future.
So where do you see it going? You've built it this far, 16, 15 years in. Where does it go in the next 15 years?
Wow. It is hard to kind of have that insight because technology evolves and changes all over time. But I just see it continuing to be strengthened by the fact that we are always looking to innovate, always looking to grow our programs, always making sure that we're not staying stagnant in what we're offering, that we're making sure we're on top of that thing. We have all of our academy teachers are really good at being on top of their particular area. So they're like, hey, we should be investing our time in doing this and not just staying and doing the same because it was successful, but it doesn't match what's going on in the community.
Right. So any last thoughts, any last words of inspiration?
Come to Dunbar, man. I'm like, let's go. We got you. We're going to help you. Take advantage of everything we offer at Dunbar High School. We had a student graduate with 43 IT credentials.
Oh my
okay,
goodness.
And that's because of all the different things that he was able to be a part of. But if you come, take advantage of what we offer. The sky's the limits for you.
The jobs are waiting.
The jobs are waiting.
And the schools are waiting to take you as well, if that's what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Wow. All right. Well, Denise, thank you for coming. I hope that the technology program is not the hidden secret that it's been for so long after this, because there is amazing things happening at Dunbar High School.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you joining us for the LeeSchools TV Podcast. We're back again next month with the next edition.